That's on page 250.
Page 250. Yeah.
Why such great detail about the Mishkan? We're never going to have a Mishkan again. So why learn it in such great detail? That's the question.
Why so much detail?
On the Mishkan, with all the utensils and the measurements, we're never going to have a Mishkan again. We're going to have a Beis Hamikdash. So why is it so important?
Good question.
So that's the question that we have to ponder. Wow.
Well, isn't it similar to the Mishkan and the Beis Hamikdash?
Yeah, but the Mishkan we're not going to have again. So why is it so important? So let's take a look. So the Mefarshim tell us that the Mishkan is actually a model for the universe.
And the
So
Beis Hamikdash is not?
No, the Mishkan. The Mishkan is a model for the universe. And therefore, we study it in such great detail. Let's do some text analysis over here.
Mishkan
is a model of the universe.
And the Beis Hamikdash is not.
I don't know. It's a Mishkan, okay? I'll talk about the Mishkan now. Is a model for the universe. Therefore, the Mishnah tells us, Basara Mamorad Nivra Olam. Right? The universe was created with 10 sayings. And by the Mishkan it says, Vasita 10 times. Vasita, you should make this, you should make that. This vessel, that vessel. How many times is it written Vasita?
10.
10. Keneget?
10.
Asara Mamorad Nivra Olam. Pretty interesting, right?
There you go.
Very interesting. Vasita. And also, every item in the Mishkan, you see, represents something of creation. Let's take a look. In the Mishkan, it says, take a look at page 255, Pasuk Aleph, Esa Mishkan Tase Ese Yeriot. The Mishkan had to be made with 10 curtains.
Yeah.
Why 10? You see that?
Yeah.
Keneget Asara Mamorot, Keneget Aseret Dibrot,
Yeah.
Keneget Ese Svirot. All connected.
Yep.
The Mishkan is a model of the universe. And therefore it's repeated over and over again. Keneget Basara Mamorot. Let's take a look in detail. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, so he told us to build a Mishkan and study about it, because v'halachta b'drachav. We have to walk in his ways. So the Mishkan is a model of the universe. The menorah represents the, here comes the sun. Right?
Menorah represents the sun, right?
The Mizbach Adama represents what? The Adama, the earth.
Hold on 1 second. Menorah represents...
Menorah in the Mishkan represents the sun.
Okay, and then you said...
The Mizbach Adama.
That's the big Mizbeach?
Yeah, it's called Mizbach Adama because it represents what? Planet Earth.
The big altar represents Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because
it's made Adama. The hollow made with Adama, so it represents Earth, right?
Okay.
Ground zero.
Because the big altar, it has soil in it somewhere?
Yeah, filled up with soil. It was hollow planks covered with copper, but the inside was filled up with Adama. And that represents what? The Adama. The Shulchan represents the food supply.
Shulchan.
Represents the food supply. Yeah?
It starts with the rain cycle?
The food supply.
What's the food supply?
Food. Manja, what you put on the lechem upon him, right? That represents the food supply in the world, right?
Yeah.
The golden altar, where they burn incense, that represents the beautiful aroma of flowers, sweet perfume.
That represents flowers?
God represented his sweet flowers and perfume, so we burn incense, and that's to represent that. The coverings of the Mishkan represent the heavens.
Coverings.
Represent the heavens.
Mishkan.
Represents the heavens.
Represent the heavens, right?
Coverings, right? Okay. The cheruvim represent the angels. right? The cheruvim represent the angels. Versteh.
Wow.
Whoa.
What else?
Pretty interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let's take a look at Terumah, the beginning of Terumah. We're going to page 250. You want to read that? Pasuk Hey, I'll wait.
250 Pasuk Hey.
Right.
Va'orot elem me'adamim va'orot techashim va'atze shittim.
So the tent had to be made, right, with skins of rams dyed red and skins of unicorns. Ooh, Rashi said the Tchashim only existed for that time.
These are the coverings of the Mishkan?
Mishkan, right. Look at Rashi Tchashim, what the Tchashim are. Left Rashi on top. Min Chaya
Lo hayta
El Elisha. It only existed for that time, had very beautiful skin. So the question is, why was the Mishkan made with animal skin? Again, skin. Well, what's the message? So Rebbe said that when you looked at the Mishkan made out of animal skin, it was a reminder, I've got you under my skin. When you looked at the Mishkan covered with animal skin, it was a reminder that where did God dwell? Under my skin. The Mishkan is only a symbol. The animal skin is a reminder, Shalom Rebbe, that God dwells underneath my skin. Well, remember that song? I've got you. Because the pasuk says, "Va'osali migdash v'shachanti, va'osali migdash v'shachanti b'tocham." God dwells under our skin. So the animal skin, migdash, was a tangible symbol to remind us of that.
This is a symbol that God dwells underneath our skin,
right?
Or inside of us, right?
Right. But look at pasuk Chet. Look at pasuk Chet. Read pasuk Chet.
1 second.
V'osali migdash v'shachanti b'tocham. Today. That's pretty amazing, huh? Yeah. Very interesting. See, pasuk Chet.
Okay, which page?
Same page, pasuk Chet. Yeah.
Okay. The asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham. Ye shall make to me a mikdash, base of mikdash, and I will dwell in your midst. That's pasuk Chet, right?
That's right.
Now that's a mikdash, not the mishkan.
Mikdash and mishkan, the same thing. Mikdash means mikdash, sanctuary, right? The same thing.
But
mikdash.
So how do you then what do you call the temple then? What's the
temple's also the mikdash? But this came first, right?
Okay. Isn't that a little confusing because the mishkan and the base of mikdash are different from each other somewhat, right?
Well, different, but it's the same idea. Same idea, nachon? Pretty amazing. Same idea. Very interesting. Would you say?
Yeah.
So the question is as follows. In creation of the world, the Torah gives short shrift. But here the Torah goes into great detail of building the Mishkan. He's saying the Mishkan is a model of the universe. So how come the Torah is not so precise with the building of the universe? The building of the universe is short shrift in the Torah. And the Mishkan is a model, so why does a model get more play than the actual creation itself? That's the question. Torah provides very few details for Hashem's creation, but many details about the Mishkan. Why is that? Creation gets short shrift because the Torah is mainly concerned with our tafkid, our mission, rather than with God's actions. Isn't that amazing? The Torah is mainly concerned with our tafkid, our mission, rather than with Hashem's actions. So therefore, the building of the world gets short shrift. But the building of the Mishkan, which is our tafkid, gets a long play. Hashtay, what's going on over here? Yeah. Pretty interesting. What you say? Okay, any questions on this? Comments? I'll answer at once. Any questions, comments? No?
So what differences were there between the Mishkan and the Beis Hamikdash?
Mikdash was much bigger,
Yeah,
but it was modeled, but the
layout was more or less the same.
more or less the same.
What was different? What was
It was
different in the
much
layout?
bigger. The Mikdash was a
bigger.
permanent building.
What was different in the layout of the Kalim?
They had many more. He made 10 of each. Shlomo Melech made 10 menorahs. He made 10 shulchans. He made 10 of each, right?
That's Shlomo HaMelech?
Yeah. He made 10 of each. The question is, how could he do that? But anyway, okay.
Alrighty.
So that's it. Okay. You have a book of Kings over here? You know where we can get Kings? Melachim Bet. Melachim Bet.
You got me, all right? Okay. Did you know that Mrs. Fenster? Do you know who she was?
Who?
Did you know Mrs. Fenster? Did you ever meet her?
No. Who is it?
Jeremy Fenster's wife. How we doing? Okay. So you got your own iPhone now?
Huh?
You have your own iPhone now, right?
No telephone.
What is it?
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Galaxy S7.
It's a good one, huh?
Yeah, it's 28.
28.
The Mishkan is also a model of the human home, Avram Berkowitz. It's
The
a model of the human
Mishkan was a
home.
model of
Of the human home. Of our home.
Mishkan also.
Don't you have a shulchan in your home? Don't you have a menorah, the Shabbos candelabra in your home?
Whoa.
right?
All right, so the shulchan is represented by the table, dining room table.
Right. And the menorah is your Shabbos candelabra.
Oh, one second. Shulchan
Yeah.
represents dining room table, right?
Right. And the menorah is your Shabbos menorah. The mizbeach is your tanur, your oven.
Hold on 1 second.
Right?
The mizbeach is the tanur. Oh,
Yeah.
No. First, shulchan represents the dining room table. Okay, what's the next thing?
Bet Yud Aleph.
What's the next thing after that?
1 second. Bet Yud Aleph. Bet Yud Aleph. Menorah, right? Candelabra. The Shabbos
The menorah,
right?
what does that represent?
You tell me.
It represents the Shabbos lights.
Right on. Bet Yud Aleph.
Okay, what was the third thing?
The Mizbeach.
Mizbeach is which altar are you talking about? The big one or the little one?
The other one, I guess.
The what?
The tanur, both of them represent the tanur, right?
Tanur is the oven in the house.
Yeah, right. The fire cooks your food, like it.
Light my fire.
Light my fire. Welcome Bet Yud Aleph.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty interesting, yeah.
So the altar represents the oven in the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What else?
And the Mishkan is Kodesh and Kodesh Kadoshim, right?
Yeah. What's that?
So the Kodesh, that was like your house, right? The Kodesh.
Kodesh represents a person's house.
Yeah, the Kodesh Kadoshim. What is that?
Bedroom or something
The
like that?
bedroom. Ooh. Why is that? Kodesh Kadoshim represents the bedroom.
That's where you
I
make
don't know
children.
that. 1 second.
That's where you make children.
That's right. In fact, there's a pasuk in Malachim Bet Yud Aleph. The Kodesh Kadoshim is called Chadar Amitot. Isn't that incredible?
Kodesh.
Kadoshim.
Kedoshim.
In Malachim Bet, chapter 11 is called Chadar Hamitot. Wow.
That represents the bedroom.
Nochon.
Wow.
With the kruvim, the faces of children, right?
Right.
Very good Aleph. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Bet Yud Aleph. Bet the Chadar Hamitot. We get that, yeah. That's pretty amazing. There, yeah. Chadar Hamitot, it's incredible. The Kodesh HaKadoshim is called the Chadar Hamitot. Malachim Bet Yud Aleph.
The room of the Kodesh Kedoshim, right?
It's called Chadar Hamitot. What does Chadar Hamitot mean?
The room where the relations are.
It's pretty amazing.
Mito. What's mito?
Bed, mita, bed,
mita's
bed, right?
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You know, putting in the bed chamber. The bed chamber. Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty. Chadar Hamitot. Rashi said the bed chamber is above the Holy of Holies. You hear this? Wow. That's what Rashi says. Chadar Hamitot. Rashi said Chadar Hamitot is above the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Are you getting this? Chadar Hamitot.
The bedroom is above the Kodesh
Rashi
Kedoshim.
said that Chadar Hamitot is the Kodesh HaKadoshim.
Right, it represents it, right?
Right. Kodesh HaKadoshim. Rashi. Kodesh HaKadoshim. Wow. Kodesh HaKadoshim. Question is, wow. The Holy, Rashi said the Holy of Holies. Rashi says it's the Holy of Holies. Kodesh.
Wow.
HaKadoshim. Kodesh. HaKadoshim. Rashi says.
This could be material for a Torah Tibbetts article.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah, maybe not. It's too explicit.
It's explicit, right? And therefore, in there you had the faces of the Kruvim, faces of children, right? Faces of children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Shlomo HaMelech, he made when he made the Mishkan and made the Beis Hamikdash, he made 10 menorahs. Question: why did he make so many? One's not enough. Why did he make so many for?
Why he makes many what?
Menorahs and shulchanos.
How many
10
menorahs?
and 10 he made.
That
10
Shlomo
extra.
HaMelech?
Yeah.
In the Beis Hamikdash.
Yeah, why did he make so many?
Yeah, what's the answer?
I don't know. I don't know why he made so many. One's not enough.
You think? I mean, didn't he only make what Hashem told him to make or something like that? You know, it's something you're not supposed to add to this.
Right, you're not allowed to add to the Torah. So
Right.
the question: how did he do that? He
Did
added
he add, or is that
on.
what Hashem once told him to do or something?
Well, the Rosh Hashanah, you have to say, right?
Do we know why?
Oh, why he did it? I'm trying to find out. Now take a look at page 59 here. Look at page 59 here.
59
Close this,
in
yeah.
there. Okay.
Yeah, look at page 59. This is speaking about him building the Beis Hamikdash.
Okay.
Page 59,
Yeah.
footnote 23.
59.
Footnote 23. The
Okay.
cherubim, you see that?
Yeah, the Kruvim God commanded Moshe to build the Holy Ark, which would house the tablets of the Ten Commandments.
Upon the ark,
Upon the ark, he was to place a solid gold cover, from which was fashioned 2 gold cherubim. They were angel-like figures, similar to those in the prophetic vision of Isaiah chapter 6 and Ezekiel chapters 1 and 10. Moshe's 2 cherubim had the faces of children, and they faced each other. They had wings that stretched upwards. And covered the ark. They were only 10 handbreadths high, a bit under 40 inches. 10 handbreadth. So a handbreadth is what, 4 inches?
tefach, like this.
It says
Yeah.
handbreadth. Or tefach
It
is
was
a
a
handbreadth.
tefach, yeah.
Okay.
Solomon added 2 more cherubim,
They were only 10
which were
handbreadths.
different from those of Moses in several ways.
Solomon added 2 more cherubim, which were different. Why did he do that?
I don't know. Made of wood, go
Which
ahead,
were different from those of Moses and several. Made of wood. What?
and overlaid with gold,
What were the original cherubim made of?
solid gold.
Made of wood and overlaid with gold. They were 10 cubits high, nearly 20 feet.
Wow.
Whoa! 20 feet high, these cherubim?
He made of wood overlaid with gold. They were 10 cubits high, nearly 20 feet. gigantic keruvim that Solomon made, 2 more. Which were different from Moses, made of wood and overlaid with gold. They were 10 cubits high, which is 20 feet, stood on the floor of the sanctum and faced eastward towards the sanctuary. Like the other, yeah,
Didn't it stand on top of the ark?
that was the one that Bezalel made. The instructions, new cherubim, were contained in prophetic instructions. So you have to say God told him to do that, right? Were contained in prophetic instructions conveyed to Solomon by David. So he had permission to do that. It was commanded to do that. Now, why did he make new altars also? Look at page 59. Rashi wonders why the original altar of the wilderness was no longer used. You see that? Page 59, Rashi. Why the original altar was no longer used?
Yeah, what was the answer?
The Vilna Gaon explains that in fact Moshe's original altar was used, but Solomon enlarged it. Just as the dimensions of the temple were double those of the Mishkan, you asked me how big. Just as the dimensions of Solomon's temple were double those of the Mishkan, and just as the number of kerubim in the inner sanctum was 4 instead of 2, page 59.
Oh, right here.
Rashi,
Okay.
right here.
Okay.
See, Rashi wonders, see that?
Oh, okay. Right there.
You asked me the difference, so
Yeah.
read. Rashi wonders. Go
Rashi
ahead.
wonders why the original inner altar of the wilderness was no longer used. Vilna Gaon explains that, in fact, Moshe's original altar was used, but Shlomo enlarged it. Just as dimensions of the temple were double those of the Mishkan, and just as the number of kerubim in the inner sanctum was 4,
Instead of 2,
the 2 kerubim in Moshe's time and 2 additional ones made by Shlomo. So the inner altar of the temple was enlarged from 1 cubit square to 2 cubits square. Shlomo overlaid the enlargement with cedar wood and gold.
okay,
Rabbi Yitzhak Halevi conjectures that some of the tabernacle gold.
were plundered during the period of the judges. Remember when the Plishtim destroyed the Mishkan Shiloh? So the original altar may have been one of the looted artifacts.
Okay.
See that?
So.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting, huh? Very interesting. Look at page 75. Look how big he made the Kior. Yam Shel Shlomo. Look at page 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See how big the Kior is?
Wow.
Look at page 81.
81.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Page 81, footnote 48. See that?
81, 48. The Mizbach Hazahav, the golden order,
Yeah.
business order inside the temple, on which incense was burned. See Exodus 30, see above also 6, the commentary there. That HaShulchan.
The table. This table is described in detail in Exodus in our Parsha. Go ahead.
Although our verse speaks of the Torah in the singular, Shlomo made 10 tablets.
Tables. Although
tables.
our verse speaks of the table in the singular, Shlomo made 10 tables. How do we know he made 10 tables? Chronicles 2. Shlomo Melech made 10. Are you with me or against me here?
He made 10.
He made 10 tables. And how many candelabra did he make? Look at Pasuk 49. The text, the candelabra, 5 on the right and 5 on the left. He made another 10. See that? Verse 49. But anyway, let's go back to the footnote over here. Solomon made 10 tables. How do we know that? 2 Chronicles 4. You with me or against me? Solomon made how many tables?
Which footnote is this now?
Same footnote, page 81, right side. Although our verse speaks of the table in the singular,
yeah.
Solomon made how many?
Someone's 10 tables.
10 tables. How do we know that?
So on the right.
Chronicles 2.
Table.
Radak suggests that the singular shulchan table should be understood as a collective noun, like the word shor v'chamor, like a fish. What do you say, fishes? Or ox and donkey, and many other words in Hebrew.
A fish could be.
In English, such a word
way,
as sheep and fish are used as collective nouns.
You could say fishes. I think you could say that.
Sheep is? You don't say sheep is, you say sheep.
Yeah, sheep. Anyway.
So he made 10 tables. Chronicles 2 tells me that he made 10 tables.
Yeah, why?
I don't know, but look at the next paragraph. The sages explain, go ahead.
The sages explain that our verse speaks of a single table, one made by Moshe for the tabernacle in the wilderness. Shlomo made 10 more tables, but the Lecham HaPanim, the showbread, was placed.
Oh, someone asked me this question. Good thing I got the answer.
This one,
1 second, Abba, don't go away. Over here, a guy asked me this question. I have an answer for him. See that? I'm glad I came today. So anyway, Malachim Aleph, right?
Yeah.
We're in 7, right?
Yeah.
Malachim Aleph. Malachim Aleph 7, right? Is this chapter 7?
Yeah.
It's chapter 7, yes?
Chapter 7, yeah.
It says that he made how many candelabras? Verse 49.
As in the case of the temple. Teaches us
Verse 49, he made 5. Why did he made? He made 10 candelabras, no? He made Esem menorot, right?
Yeah, so why do you do that?
I don't know, but that's what it says, right? He made Esem menorot. Doesn't it say that in verse 49? You got it in front of you, page 81.
Yeah,
verse 49. The candelabra, 5 on the right, 5 on the left.
Okay, right. But then
You need
the other
5 and
commentator said they were all just one big table, right?
No, that's Esem menorot. And Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, what's it called? 2 Divrei Hayomim, right? How do you say Chronicles? Divrei Hayomim, no?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Divrei Hayomim. He made how many tables?
10?
10. 10 shulchans, right? 10 shulchanot, right?
10 words, the world's
Right?
created.
In Divrei Hayomim, in 2, right? Divrei Hayomim 2, 2 Chronicles, right? It's like how do you write 2 like Roman numerals? I don't know.
It's like 2 big capital I's or something like
Yeah,
that?
2 capital I's. Divrei Hayomim. Why is that 201? I don't know. Divrei Hayamim. He made two shulchanois. Divrei Hayamim is like two. Good. He made 10. But Aaron, listen to this.
Yeah.
But the showbread was only on one. The lechem upon him. The lechem upon him. Rak bi'echad was placed only on this one. Lechem upon him. Rak be'echad. Right? Rak be'echad. Yes? That's what it says here. The sage explained that verse speaks of a single table. Solomon made 10 more tables. But the lechem upon him was placed rachmiyam only what? One. Rak be'echad. It says here, only on this one. But the lechem upon him, showbread, was placed only on this one. Which one? That Moshe made. You see that? But the lechem upon him, the showbread, was only placed only what? On this one. According to another opinion, all 11 tables were used for the showbread. Wow. But Rashi says all 11 tables were used for the showbread on a rotating basis. Wow. According to another opinion, all 11 tables were used for the showbread on a rotating basis. Solomon's 10 tables, Avi, with you again.
Yeah.
5 were set on the right of the Moses table, and 5 were what?
Left.
Read, with. All 11 being positioned on the northern half of the sanctuary.
On the northern half, yeah.
Go ahead.
That's where they get the blessing, the first one.
So read it. Go ahead, yeah.
Which footnote is this now?
Reading the same footnote. Page 81, second paragraph. The sages menachos. See that? Sages menachos. Want to read that? Sages menachos.
Sages Menachos explained that our verse speaks of a single table, not, even though we thought it was 10, right?
Right.
One made by Moshe for the tabernacle in the wilderness. Shlomo made 10 more tables, but the lechem hapanim, the showbread, was placed only on this one.
Which one?
The original.
That Holy Moses made, right?
Yeah.
Only one that the Holy Moses made.
Right.
Divrei Hayamim 2. Okay. Malachim Aleph 7. That he made 10 menorahs, and Divrei Hayamim that he made 10 shulchan. The lechem upon him was only on one. Lechem upon him was only on one. Very good. Yeah. Malachim. Esem menorot. Divrei Hayamim. 10 lechem upon him was only on the one that Moses made. Actually, Moses didn't make it. Who made it? Salel made it, right?
We're talking about the tables?
Yeah.
So Moshe made the original table, right?
Well, Salel, actually.
Salel,
Under
okay.
Moses' tutelage.
And then what did Shlomo do with these tables?
He made 10 more. Read. That's what he's saying.
Because why? Hashem
I
told
don't
him
know,
to?
but read. That's what we're here for. Of Solomon's 10 tables, go ahead.
Solomon's 10 tables, 5 were set on the right of Moshe's table, and 5 on the left, and all 11 being positioned in the northern half of the sanctuary. Since the Torah in Shemot 26 ordains that showbread tabernacle will be placed on one side of the sanctuary, although the Torah calls for one table, one menorah, and one label.
Oh, now you're getting to the crux of the problem, Aaron. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Wow,
Although the Torah says only one. One table, one menorah, one laver. Solomon made what?
What's the laver? That's where they
They
wash their
washed
hands.
with
and
your con and how to wash their hands and their feet before they approached what?
And why did Shlomo make 10 of them?
Well, that's what we're reading about. Hello, that's what we want to know. That's what we want to know.
And such deviations from the Torah's directives for the tabernacle, it should be noted that the instructions for Shlomo's temple were transmitted to David through divine revelation and prophecy.
1 second. Although the Torah says you should only make what?
One
One of each. He
Shlomo
made what?
10 of each.
10 of what? Tell me what? 10 of what?
Table, the
Well, read.
shulchan, the menorah,
And what else?
the laver, the wash basin, right?
Yeah. Solomon made 10 of each. 10 menorahs, 10 tables, and 10 what? 10 wash basins.
Yeah, he was told to make money, but he didn't make money.
So, why? To understand such deviation from the Torah. It should be noted that the instructions for Solomon's temple were transmitted to David through divine revelation and prophecy. Look at note 49, please. Oh, wait. Go ahead.
As in the case of the table, the Talmud teaches that Moshe's original golden menorah was still used, and the other 10 were arranged 5 to his left and 5 to the right. All 11 were on the southern side of the temple, as designated by the Torah. The entire menorah was made of gold. That's what they have on the Temple Institute today, right?
Right. A verse mentions only what?
Flowers and lamps, as if it says, say the menorah was pure gold from the flowers and the flowers that decorated its base, the lamps.
It was all pure gold. So Moshe's original, as the case of the table, the Talmud teaches that Moshe's original golden menorah was still used, and the other 10 were arranged 5 to the left and 5 to the right. Now, why did he do that? Let's go to chapter 6, verse 2 to find out why he did this. Chapter 6, verse 2. Page 51, verse 2. I'll wait.
Chapter 6, verse 2.
You want to read it? Page
The
51.
temple that King Shlomo built for Hashem, 60 cubits was its length and 20 cubits was its width. What was the dimension? What were the
30
dimensions
cubits
of
was the height. What's 30 feet? 30 cubits, 60 feet high. Is that tall?
Yeah.
60 feet building? Now, let's go to the footnote 2, like the Mishkan, page 50. I'll wait.
Page 50.
Footnote 2. I'll wait.
Like the Mishkan, the tabernacle, the temple building had two sections: the inner Kodesh Kodeshim, Holy of Holies, and the outer, the Heichal, sanctuary, hole. Dimensions of the building are given in cubits. There are varying opinions regarding the length of a cubit, ranging from 18 to 24 inches. According to most opinions, a cubit is a bit under 23 inches.
2 feet. Speaking roughly 2 feet. An amma is roughly how much?
A foot.
23 inches is 2 feet.
Oh, okay, right. Is
For
2 feet.
simplicity's sake, it is usually rounded out to what?
2 feet.
2 feet. The length, go ahead. You want to know how big it is? Read, please.
The length and breadth of the temple and its sections were exactly double those of the Mishkan.
Say again. The length and breadth of the temple and its 2 sections was exactly double those of
the Mishkan.
double. The tabernacle was 30 by 10 cubits. The temple was what? 60 by 20. Go ahead. The tabernacle was Kodesh HaKadoshim. The Holy of Holies was 10 by 10. And the temple is 20 by 20.
So it's much bigger than
Double. The tabernacle's outer cell was 20-10. The temple was 40-20. The height was different. The tabernacle was 10 cubits high. Abba, what's 10 cubits?
You said what, 20
20 feet high. The temple was 30 high, 60 feet. So the Mishkan was 10 cubits high. We have a class at 2 o'clock. The Mishkan is 10 cubits high, which is 20 feet high. That's not so high, is it? And the temple was 30. All these measurements refer to inner space of the temple. Okay. Now, why these deviations? Oh, wait.
The major deviation is he made things twice the size.
The length of the temple and section were double. So what right did he have to make it double those of the Mishkan? And to make 10 instead of 1? These deviations from the Mishkan prescribed formula were undoubtedly based on divine instruction. Avram, you hear the answer? These deviations from the temple's prescribed formula was undoubtedly based on what? Divine instruction. As David told Solomon, everything is in writing by the hand of Hashem, which he gave me to know all the works of the plan. Inside the Holy of Holies was only the Ark of the Covenant. Very interesting. So why did he deviate? Hello?
Yeah, Rasha?
Rasha, David told Solomon, Hashem told me to do it this way. That's the question.
Shlomo was rebelling, so to speak, against God.
No rebellion is a Rasha. He had to do it this way. Hashem told him to do it this way, right? Rasha. He had to do that. Okay.
So what was the bottom line? Why did he build 10 of these?
Rasha.
It's a
Yeah,
Rasha?
yeah.
Right? It's like a focus.
That's right.
As what Rashi says?
That's what they say, yeah?
wasn't in the book of it.
What's that?
I can't find the other
You need to,
No,
with
the
this?
Book of Kings. You're looking for the Book of Kings.
Here. Oh, this.
Yes, Menashe.
I don't know. Perhaps I should ask Menashe.
The Hakot Solomon married the daughter of Pharaoh. Isn't that look at page 29,
29.
footnote 1. Page 29, footnote 1. How could he do that?
Because he wanted to make alliances.
Read, Bakashah. Solomon married the daughter of
Pharaoh. This was the first time Solomon's policy of marrying women from strong nations. His intention was to bring peace. United Nations, right?
peace and security.
Peace and security.
Eretz Israel.
He was sacrificing.
By
L'shem Shemaim,
forging, right?
Forging personal familiar relations with neighboring countries. Malvin. Kabbalistically, Shlomo meant to infiltrate the influence of holiness into the bearers of idolatry and spiritual impurity in physical terms, and in the heavenly spheres. Recognize Shlomo. Despite Shlomo's noble intentions, this practice ended in vain.
And sin. Go ahead, the narrative.
And sin ended in sin.
The narrative.
How did it end up in sin? Because the idol worship and everything?
Read.
The narrative of the marriage to an Egyptian princess appears immediately after the death of Shimi ben Gera, who was Shlomo's teacher. From this proximity, the sages infer that Shlomo would not have done such a thing had he still been under Shimi's influence. A person should always live in proximity to his Torah master. For as long as the Shimi ben Gera was alive, he did not marry the daughter of Pharaoh. Although the sages teach
At the time of Shlomo married Pharaoh's daughter,
the angel Gabriel came down and inserted a stick into the sea, and the boat began to gather around it, and it was on the land that was formed at the great city of Rome, whose army would one day destroy the base of Migdash and Yerushalayim, came to build, not meaning that Shlomo's indiscretion planted the spiritual seed.
the sages consider this marriage to be improper.
Obviously, the sages considered this marriage to be improper.
You couldn't find Menashe? Solomon converted. Go
The
ahead.
Egyptian princes, as well as the many foreign women he married subsequently, and he did so without the approval of the Sanhedrin. Whoa!
During the
So how
time.
could it be a kosher conversion then?
Read. During the time.
Of David and Shlomo and other periods of Jewish ascendancy, the established courts did not accept converts.
Because
converted because
it could be assumed that they were not sincere.
Either people converted because they feared Israel, as in David's time, or because they wished to share in Israel's great success and prosperity, as in Shlomo's time.
Nevertheless,
many Gentiles were convinced,
not convinced, converted.
during those reigns by ad hoc courts or by the individual scholars, as in the case of Shlomo. And the Sanhedrin did not invalidate these conversions. Nevertheless, since these conversions were carried out without permission from the Sanhedrin, and the converts were ultimately shown to be insincere,
Scripture speaks.
Shlomo's
Shlomo's married disapprovingly and describes him.
Marriage disapprovingly and describes his wives as non-Jews.
Even though the Egyptian princess
converted, the difficulty remains that the Torah forbids a Jew to marry an Egyptian convert until the third generation.
I'm going to stop here. Even though the Egyptian princess converted, the difficulty remains that the Torah forbids a Jew to marry an Egyptian convert until the third generation. Even after an Egyptian converts, you can't marry her until the third generation.
You can marry her grandchild.
Right. As part of a broad halachic discussion, the Talmud mentions, go ahead,
possible interpretations according to which Shlomo's relationship with the princesses would be permissible, but these opinions are not accepted by the halacha. Barbanel do suggest possible alternative to
notes that they are not halachically acceptable.
possible alternate interpretations of the prohibition, but notes that they are not accepted halachically. Kliyakar and the others comment that the context of this chapter shows that clearly that Shlomo acted in the highest motives. As verse 3 says, he loved God and followed the ways of David. If a Kliyakar contends that Shlomo
did not sin intentionally, he must have erred in interpreting halacha. Of Certainly he felt that he was required to do what he did in order to secure the safety of the nation by forging alliances with potential enemies, or because of the Kabbalistic reason noted above. Oh.
Shalom. So he's doing it Shem Shemayim, right?
Yeah.
But I guess some people didn't agree with what he was doing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The normal.
Mm-hmm.
So why did he make 10 copies of these things?
All right, Shah. We don't know why.
What Hashem told you? He had a voice from
Divine
Hashem.
instruction.
What?
Divine instruction.
It
All right,
was,
Shah.
it was divine instruction to him, right?
Right?
And then what happened to these things? Oh, they all disappeared or something?
Yeah, they got taken away by the Babylonians, right?
Shalom.
Yeah. Did you went to Eliel's wedding? How was it? Yeah.
Who's Eliyahu?
Eliel Silver. He went. So tell me, who was Messiah Kedushin? From Lossi? You guys took a taxi there?
We took it.
How long did it take?
From here? A long time. Heavy traffic. I don't know now.
No. So you chipped in for a taxi, right?
Who's Eliyahu Silver?
One of our Talmidim.
Yeah.
So what happened?
At first they were not related.
They came with
Then they didn't come with the Rabbi.
permits.
Permits. So the Rabbi that was supposed to do it
Married them.
didn't want to do it.
They don't do it because they didn't have a permit.
So Rabbi Shaul also couldn't do it. But he said, let Rabbi Shlomo do it. So then they never saw her gear, her to the gear.
Who never saw to the deal?
The new Messiah Kedusha.
He never saw to that game.
She heard to that gear.
Her to that gay route. Where did she convert? Here or in America?
Here.
She converted here.
Yeah, so that took another hour to she went back home and got the.
How far is Nes Ziona from where she lives?
15 minutes. It was a good hour till they came back.
With the Tudat Yehud.
And then we got married.
What time was it?
I don't know, 8, 9.
Okay.
And then, it's a long story. And then, no, they got married.
At the Chabad house.
Yeah, in the shoulder. Meantime, there were 3 meetings coming in while we had the whole table set up.
Where was the Chabad house at? Where was the
Nes Ziona.
Nes Ziona?
Anyway,
Yeah.
Where's
it was a
that?
small town, but it was nice.
Nice. And then he went to the Suda.
We had
Suda where? In the Chabad house?
Yeah.
What the hell?
We had it catered. Someone in the Yishuv catered it. Nice man.
Really?
Yeah,
How many guys were there
This
about?
whole cool okay. Like 10, 15 guys.
10, 15 guys.
This whole
Where's
Kol okay.
Where's Nes Ziona?
It's been learning the last 3, 4,
Of
5
course,
years.
more.
3, right, in the call.
So Reuben came? Reuben came?
Yeah, for sure.
Rabbi Blazer?
Yeah.
They all got there because Reuben has a car.
We went out of the car. We has friends. Lots of friends in the Yishuv.
So they went.
It's my Ben Bayan. Every Shabbos meal. Last time.
you had to-
All the Shabbos meal.
So what nationality is she?
She's Israeli.
Why did she convert her?
No, not conversion. Yeah. And then
You
I
said
said,
Gerut,
yeah,
you
I'm
said.
sorry. I meant Garusha.
Garusha.
Slicha.
Garusha.
She has 2 kids. That's the son. She has one and there's another one no one can figure out. They look like brother and sister. But there is she all she lives. She's had it.
She's Ashkenazi.
Yeah.
So where are they going to live? On Mitzvah?
They're gonna live in the Olam Man. I don't know where it is. It's about Balagan. It's still kind of Balagan. Still Balagan.
So he's back in Mitzvah?
He's a Meitzah, but they're really going for
The Shabbos he's going to go to her.
No, they're in Jerusalem.
In a hotel. They're coming to Hartiyam for Shabbos.
Yeah, it's like that.
With the kids.
No.
Just them two.
Any other information? I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my Talmud. He was in 1994, my first Talmud.
Wow, he was a Talmud in 1994?
All right, they should be happy. They should be happy. Yeah, then it should work out. But Baruch Hashem, they tied a knot. I mean, Baruch Hashem.
Okay.
All right, Sir Tovot. Okay. Yeah, that it should work.
Where's Nes Ziona?
The city in Israel. Somewhere a city in Israel.
We're out there, right?
Mhm. Now, how come Shlomo, so he had too many wives, he also had too many horses. How did he,
Too much of everything's not good,
not
right?
too good, right? Mm-hmm.
2, T-O-O. All right, so it sounds like they're off to a good start, right?
Right?
Great. Marriage isn't hard enough to start with, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, boy. Things are definitely looking up.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely positive. Great. Things are definitely looking up out there.
So, there, right?
So he was your first Talmud?
Yeah, back here, 94.
What's he been doing since then?
Learning in the Koilel, in the Meitzad.
Oh, he's in Meitzah?
He lives in Meitzad, yeah.
So how come you didn't go to the wedding?
I didn't go because I don't know how to get there. It's hard to get there, and it's 2 hours. That's Sion and
How's things doing in Meitzah, right?
yes, all right.
Funny.
Now you asked me about the difference between the temple. and the Mishkan. Page 49,
They sort of paralleled each other,
right,
right?
but it was twice as big.
Twice as big, right?
And the mentions, and he built 49, footnote 6.
And there were some differences,
Right,
right?
a lot of differences.
Oh, a lot of differences.
He deals with it on 49, footnote 6.
Okay, let's take a look there.
Yes, Menashe can give you a book. He knows what these are. Book of Kings.
The temple is built
Right.
after consolidating his reign and cementing his relationships with the surrounding kingdoms. Shlomo turned his attention to the task that was denied to his father, the construction of the temple. The year was 2928 or 832 BCE, 4 years after he assumed the throne, and 480 years
After the Exodus.
after the Exodus. Should be
Remember
that the closing years of David's reign had the closing that the should remember that the closing years of David's reign had been tumultuous, and apparently it was not until now that the people of Israel attained the degree of security and tranquility in their land that was prerequisite for the building of the temple.
The
The
architectural
architectural plans
plan.
of the temple were provided to Shlomo by King David, following the instructions he received
Ah.
from the prophets of God and
God and
Natan.
Natan.
In other words, God and Natan were the architects.
No, they were the prophets that told them how to do it with all the changes.
And where did God and Natan get the?
Chronicles 28:19.
They got the plan from Hashem or something?
Right.
Or what? The general plan of the temple was similar to that of the tabernacle in the wilderness, although it was larger and different in many respects. It would be built on the plot that David had purchased from
Arabna, right?
Arana,
The Hittite.
also known as Arnon.
Arnon.
The Hittite. A parallel account of the events of this chapter is found in 2 Chronicles chapter 3. There are varying views among the commentators regarding certain aspects of the building plan and the vessels described in the chapter.
7.
There are varying views among the commentators regarding
Okay.
certain aspects. No, it's not clear what the vessels were or whatever.
Yeah, but look at page 53. It's a very nice layout over there, page 53.
Page 53.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See that? Page
Okay, I'm looking at
53.
page 53. Yeah, the 38 cells of the annex is viewed from the east. What is this? What's this talking about? Oh, this is what the base of English look like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, whatever. So what were some of So we know what the base of English looked like, or we know better what the Mishkan was.
Well, he have a great detail of what the base of English look like. Also.
So we have a pretty good idea of that also, right?
Yeah. Lachon, yeah.
And what the Temple Institute is just taking these
That's the
plans?
Mishkan.
Oh, the
That
Temple,
also just has the way the Mishkan looks.
they don't have the base of Mikdash?
No, the Mishkan they have.
Why is that?
We gotta ask them.
Well, whenever it
But the
gets
Kalim you
rebuilt,
can use.
whenever it gets rebuilt,
The Kalim are the same.
but when it gets rebuilt, the temple gets rebuilt, it's going to be based on the Mishkan or the base of
The
Mikdash?
Kalim are the same, right? The vessels
Kalim
are the same, right?
But the building is going to be similar to the Mishkan
No, the building will be much bigger than the Mishkan.
or the base of Mikdash.
Yeah, the base of English is much
In other words,
bigger.
what's supposed to come down from heaven and whatever it is, right?
Right.
Is it the Mishkan or the base of Mikdash?
Base of Mikdash
Base of Mikdash.
supposed to descend, right? But the Kalim they have already in the Mochan HaMikdash. They have the Kalim ready. You never been there?
Yeah, the Temple Institute's very nice.
They're very nice. All the Kalim they got. Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing there. The width of the sanctuary wall and cells. What are all these cells for? Top level, middle level, bottom level. What do you
It's
these?
all Kabbalistic ideas, right? Isn't it?
Whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
What's this all about? You know?
Kabbalistic ideas. Yeah.
Most of the books, it's on the Mishkan, not the base of Mikdash, right?
But here you have the Book of Kings in great detail, how he built the
I never
Torah,
saw
the
this
Shabbos.
before. I never saw this before like
Yeah,
that.
this
So-
Shabbos. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. It's a house for Ogoyim too. Look at page 94. Page 94, verse 43.
94:43.
Yeah. Page 95, verse 43.
95 verse.
Page 95, verse 43. May he hear the Gentiles' prayer. See that? Page 95, verse 43. You want to read that?
May you hear from heaven the foundation of your abode, and according to all that the Gentile calls out to you, so
The Gentile calls out to you.
that all the peoples of the world will know your name, to fear you, as does your people Israel, and know that your name is proclaimed upon this temple that I have built.
Now look at footnote 43.
Oh boy.
According to all that the Gentile calls out to you. See that?
Here, when referring to Gentile petitioners, Shlomo asked that God answer all that the person calls out to him. But when speaking of Israelites, the king asked that only that God recompense that man according to his ways.
Heeding his prayers only what? He is
That
worthy.
he is worthy.
Why?
Why is that?
Read, please.
In other words, wicked going could have their prayers answered, but Jews
Well,
won't.
read why.
Rashi, quoting from the Midrash, explains the Israelites' faith in God is well established. If his prayer is rejected, he will blame his own unworthiness. A non-Jew, however, would be likely to become cynical and proud. I have gone through so much trouble and travel to this temple, whose reputation reaches across the entire world. But I see that there is actually nothing to it, just as there is nothing to the idolatry practiced in the rest of the world.
Therefore,
Shlomo prayed that the non-Jew's prayer be answered unconditionally.
wow.
This interpretation is bolstered by verse 42, which says that the Gentiles will come to the temple only because he has heard of God's presence.
Not because of
He's heard of God's prowess, not because of deep faith.
Oh, see that? Oh, pretty interesting.
In other words, he's coming because he wants his prayers answered. He wants them, make it in the stock market, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah. So what else? What other interesting facts can you point out?
A second. Sorry, place.
It helps the Jews. We'll go to war against us anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh boy.
Look what God says. What a beautiful. Look what he says on page 100.
Page 100.
Yeah.
Pasuk.
Pasuk Gimel. Vayomer Hashem Elo.
Hashem said to him, I have heard your prayer and supplication that you supplicated before me. This is what Hashem speaking to Shlomo.
Shlomo.
I have sanctified this temple that you have built to place my name there forever. My eyes, my... What do you mean forever? It didn't last forever.
That's a good question. We'll talk about it, no?
My eyes and my heart shall be there all the days, and as for you...
1 second. So what's he saying over here? Forever? Losim Shemi Sham Ad Olam Hoya Einai Belibi Sham Kol HaYamim. Was it forever?
No.
So we'll look at page 102. Ah, my eyes and my heart. What does that mean?
My watchfulness, eyes, and my goodwill heart shall be directed toward this place.
Targum renders.
I will cause my divine presence, my eyes to dwell there, and if my heart, and if my will, my heart is done through there.
Now, what do you mean all the days? See that? According to the Talmud, go ahead. God promised that what?
Where's the Talmud in Proverbs 62?
That God promised that
God
His
promised
divine
that His divine
presence.
presence would always be found at the temple site, even after its
You
destruction.
see that? That answers your question.
Oh, the divine presence is there,
it's
even though the
always
temple is not
there.
So why is he allowing these
Einai
folks to
Belibi
run around?
Sham Kol HaYamim. Ah, my eyes and my heart are there all the days. So the Gemara Brachos is coming up. The Daf Yomi. You're on the Daf Yomi. According all the days, according to Talmud 62, God promised that His divine presence will always be found there at the temple site, even what, after its destruction.
After destruction.
Now look at
For a while they had a church there when the Crusaders were here and everything like that.
His divine providence will always be found there. Even look at footnote 4.9.
So how do you G it up the fact that they had a church there with the Vodah
No,
Zorah?
look at footnote 4.9.
God conditions His blessing on the obedience to the Torah and ends with a very harsh warning of the terrible consequences that would result from sins.
It seems strange.
That on the day of sanctity, prayer and celebration of the temple's inauguration, God should end His blessing on such a tragic and frightening note. This can be understood at the light of the Midrashic account of Shlomo's conduct at the time. For the 7 years that he was building the temple.
How many years?
7.
Yeah. Solomon did not drink wine.
He devoted his energies to the construction of the resting place of God's presence. When the building was done, he married Obadia, the Egyptian princess, and drank wine, combined the celebration of the temple with the festivities of the marriage. He overslept, and the next morning, and with the temple keys under his pillow, thus causing the temple service to begin late. This evoked God's ire. Shlomo's intention was good. The service he was engaged in physical pleasure, but his intention was to sublimate all human impulses to the service of God.
Unfortunately,
He miscalculated because of his marriage to the Egyptian princess. The angel Gabriel set in motion the landfill that eventually became Rome, seat of the empire, that destroyed the second temple and brought about the present long, hard exile. Whoa. Because he married this Egyptian woman?
yeah.